All right, guys, I know a lot of you aren't on here yet. I'm seeing a few people jumping on. No problem. The players might take just a second. Right now, I'm granting access to everyone to record. Let me know if I haven't done that yet, and I will get to you. The players tonight are going to be Maya Caldwell and Zoisha Smith. I was kind of thinking we could just kind of go in the usual order, or at least, somewhat similar. We could start with Alyssa tonight and then Brandon. And yeah, that might be all for now. I will let you guys know when we are getting close to time. All right, guys, let's see. We can go ahead and get started. I think we're going to have Zoisha go first. So, Alyssa, whenever you're ready.
Hey, Zoisha, how are you?
I'm good.
Can you hear me good? Sorry. Okay, so you've been putting up more minutes so far this season. So how do you think your performance has been, and just give me like an update on how you've been feeling on the court so far and your confidence on the court so far this season?
I just feel like I'm more comfortable on the court. Like now, at first I was a little nervous, coming to freshman, getting some playing time, but after a couple months, obviously, I got into the groove of things, and I just feel like more comfortable like playing now.
And then what does it mean to you to be a freshman, putting up points among 4 graduating seniors? What does that mean to you?
I mean, like, it means a lot. It just means, like, that I'm able, like, play with them. So.
And what are kind of some things you learned from them and that you implement in your own game?
Something I learned from them was, no matter, like, how you feeling, like, you got to give it your all every time you step on the court. And I just feel like as I took that in and, like watching them, from the bench, like, watching them play, that you got to, like, that I got to apply it to my game in order for me to be out there with them. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Zoe.
Thank you.
Zoisha, hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. The first thing I want to ask you, how difficult is it to play in an arena when there's no air conditioning?
I'm sorry, what was that?
So how hard is it to play in this arena when there's no air conditioning? It was hot.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't. It was just, it wasn't that bad.
Okay. So in terms of your performance, I believe we talked to Coach a couple weeks ago, and she was saying that they expected this from you to kind of find your element. What was kind of your light bulb moment when it came on for you when you said, "Okay, I can get past the learning curve now. I can step in and have an impact"?
My light bulb was like when I just came to practice one day and I was like, I'm tired of sitting, so I just like came in knowing like what I'm capable of, and for me to be sitting, I just felt like I could give more to the team.
Can you tell me some things that you ended up believing you're capable of, and where do you feel like you can keep improving? Where do you feel like you kind of hit it here over these last couple?
I realized like I'm capable of like being like one of like the best rebounders, and like I forgot the rest of the question. I'm sorry.
No. So I was just asking like, where do you feel like some of your strengths are? Where do you feel like you're able to where you can have improvements still?
Oh, okay. So I feel like my strengths are like rebounding, and that's where I feel like my strength is. Like something I feel like I can like improve on is being more like aggressive, like looking to attack and score a lot more.
So I just have a couple more for you, but can you speak on Maya Caldwell's performance? I mean, she's a player who has been here for I guess so. Last couple games to see her kind of go off in these moments.
I feel like Maya is a dog. Like she go after like all the time, and it's like the way she come into the game. I just feel like she come in with like a great mindset of giving her all. So, yeah.
And then the last thing I have, I want to ask you about this offense. I mean, how does it help you guys offensively when a couple of different players are able to have productions and there are a bunch of double-digit scores and it's not just not all on one person or a couple of people?
I feel like if it's like a bunch of scores, like they're gonna have to, because sometimes it can get hard when it's like two or three people like scoring a lot, and then they're gonna take them away. And I just feel like with everybody like being able to contribute, like they're gonna have to guard all of us.
All right, that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Next up, we're going to have
Thank you.
Maya Caldwell.
Yeah, I've been here for a while.
Hey, Maya.
Hi.
All right, we're going to start with with Alyssa. I'm sorry, Alyssa this time.
Hey Maya, how are you again?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So how does it feel to get your first career double-double, and what does this mean to you today?
It feels great. It feels great, and this to me it means to give it a word, I would kind of call it like an icebreaker, like a breaking or a breakthrough, whatever you want to call it. Just a reminder almost of what I'm capable of and what I've been striving for and working for these last couple of years I've been here at Georgia. So, yeah.
And can you speak on Delisha's performance today and her contribution to the victory, and kind of how do y'all lead her as a senior on and off the court, and what is she learning, do you think?
The way we would lead her, I would say we just constantly remind her, how great she is and how great she can be and how much we need her on the floor. As she said herself, and the stat she said, she's a great rebounder. She's very athletic. That is clear as day. She is a huge piece on this team, and we need Alicia out there on the court. And her performance today, she's been working hard, and it shows. So.
And then do you think there was a difference in Auburn's tempo a little bit with the addition of Unique Thompson? Because the last time y'all played, she wasn't in the rotation. So do you think there was anything different there?
Most definitely. Having Unique back, they kind of picked up a little bit. They had a little bit more speed than last game at their place. The game felt a lot faster out there. And I think I can speak for everybody on that.
All right, thanks, Maya.
Hey, Maya, what's up?
Hey, Brandon. How you doing?
So I have so I just have a couple questions on the game and then a couple questions about your own performance. So first off on the game, I mean, even though you guys won by 20, the turnovers were still, an issue with a season high in turnovers. How much of that was Auburn's defense and how much of that was y'all's execution? Just like passing and things like that.
I'm not discrediting Auburn's defense when I say this, but I feel like a lot of our turnovers were unforced and they were our turnovers. We just were impatient or just didn't make the right read. And just kind of gave the ball to them. For example, I remember cutting out to the wing and I kind of just tossed the ball out of bounds. I don't know what happened there, but a lot of our turnover just unforced.
How do you guys handle that? So I feel like the other day you guys cut down on that a lot. So how do y'all get that kind of going consistently? Because I'm sure as somebody who's played in big games, like you're aware that those can hurt you get down the stretch.
Yeah, most definitely. I think Q is a perfect example for how we handle turnovers, just making sure we get it back. Hustle plays on the defensive end. If we throw the ball out of bounds or if they get a tip, we're running back, trying to take a charge, just pressuring the ball. Just, next play. We can't sit and think on it for too long.
And then, so it felt like in the arena that there was no air conditioning. Did that make it harder for you guys? Because I was sweating.
We had to get used to it. My uniform is a completely different shade of pink because of the heat. But I can't say that it had too much of an effect on our game today. It was hot. We talked about that, in practice and a little bit in the warm-ups, but we knew we had a game to play, so there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, so I just have a couple in your performance. So I know we talked the other day about the Bama game, but in what ways do you feel like you took it to the next level tonight? I mean, because you said it was a breakthrough, but you kind of said it was the other night as well.
Mm-hmm.
So is this kind of that other level?
This is more, yes, other level, but more like consistency, which is another thing I've been working on is just, not having a good game here or there, but just being more consistent on the court. And this game, I was able to do that in more than one category. So.
Can you pinpoint like a light bulb moment? I don't know if it was practice when you're just up shooting. Where did you have to tell yourself, okay, let me get out of my head, or did it just happen?
It kind of just happened. Sometimes it's like, in the Alabama game, it was like, before the game, stay out of your head. This game, I just kind of reminded myself to relax because, again, I've been playing basketball since I was 4 years old. I know how the game goes. And I've been here at Georgia for 4 years now, so.
All right, Maya. Thanks so much.
No problem.
All right. Thank you, Maya.
Yep.
Next up, we're going to have Coach Taylor.
I love you, but I'm upset.
And Brandon, if you actually want to start out this time, and Alyssa, you can end tonight for us.
Thanks. Hey guys, what's up?
How are you?
Good. So in terms of the game tonight, did y'all know that the air conditioning was going to be out in the arena, or did it just kind of happen? Because I was hot up there. I can't imagine what you guys were dealing with down on the floor.
It's been out all week.
Okay.
So we, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So in terms of the game, can you speak to Maya? I mean, I know we talked about her the other night or the other afternoon, but when she's able to do this consistently, how much better does that make you guys as a team?
So much, because Maya's got length. She rebounds the basketball and can score on all three levels. And Maya is someone who I think we talked about. She just continues to stay consistent, right? We know she hasn't had a consistent string of games. She's had flashes in Tennessee, flashes against Oklahoma, where she's done some things. But she's always stayed the course. She's always in the gym, and she knows that her time is coming. And I just believe the basketball gods are going to bless you when you do it the right way. And she has. And so for her to come out and put two games together, and she's been that way in practice since coming off of the Alabama game as well. So it hasn't stopped. I'm just happy for her that the lid is off the rim, and she's seeing it go in the hole because she worked so hard, and she's so happy for everybody else's success, our team's success. I'm happy that she's able to go out there and contribute the way she has been.
And then I want to ask you about Jenna as well. Was that just a coach's thing, or is there something going on there?
Yeah, there's a stomach bug going around the team. We hadn't seen Jenna since Sunday, so she showed up today and put her hard hat on and gave us what she could. And Maya didn't practice yesterday. Chloe wasn't here tonight. We're just taking turns, and so again, the resilience they have shown for them to be able to come out there and not feel their best and still compete and play. So that we just passing a little bit of a stomach bug around. We're glad it's not anything more serious, but
yeah, I'm happy it's only a stomach bug.
Yeah,
that's rough though. So a couple more on the game, but like in terms of the turnovers, I mean, I know you guys won by. I mean, I gotta ask you. Sorry.
No, please do.
I mean, I know you guys won by 20, but the season high in turnovers tonight.
It's terrible.
How do you?
It was terrible. I'm not. Anytime you get a win in this league, you're happy about it, especially against the Auburn team that's playing really well. But I'm so just sick in the pit of my stomach about our turnovers and because of how they happened. Again, Auburn's going to press you the entire game, and but we just played fast. We tried to make the home run play all night long instead of making the easy decision, and we never stopped. We just never stopped. I literally looked at him a couple times and said, are y'all in on something that I'm not aware of? Are we trying to see how many turnovers we can get? Like, it just makes no sense what we're doing right now with the ball. And it wasn't even, sometimes it's because you're being rushed or it looks like they're playing hot potato. It was like, what were you thinking when you did that? It was mind boggling. It really was. And it is a lack of discipline. And everybody took their turns doing it. And we cannot start games that way. We cannot finish games that way. And once we have turned it over some, then the next 5 that are in have got to value the basketball even more. And we just did not do that tonight at all.
Yeah. I mean, like, is there another step you can take to, I mean, I know you guys have focused on it every day. I know you guys have a buy-in. I know you guys have worked on it, but how do you avoid that from happening?
Well, there's some creative things we can do. We can bring a rack of balls to practice, and every time they turn it over, you take a ball off the rack. And when there's no more balls, you run them. I mean, there's some things we can do. We're going to have to do something to get their attention because this was by far, like, I just was scratching my head, like, what are we doing? Like, it made no sense how we were turning the ball over and not valuing the basketball. And it's going to get us in trouble. It's already gotten us in trouble this year in games that we've lost because of our turnovers. And we just cannot be the team who we want to be and continue to grow and be and turn the basketball over at that high of a clip.
And the last thing I have, in terms of the offense, like when you guys are able to have you with 14, Maya with 13, guy with 11, Javin with 10. I mean, we speak about your depth all the time, but when they're able to hit like that and spread it out offensively, how much tougher does that make you guys?
Well, it's like, who are you going to take away? And then that's what we want. That's what frees things up. That's what, we shot the ball really well from 3 tonight, which against the zone was really good for us to be able to do. We've seen zone a lot the last, few games. But again, it's when, okay, they took Gabby away, let's go to Jenna. They took Jenna away, let's go to Q. They took Q away. Now Maya's, back involved. Let's talk about Zoisha Smith and what she was able to come in and do tonight. She's just continuing again to flourish and grow and practice and trust the process. And she looks like a baby deer out there at times, but you can see her skill and you can see her athleticism, and she's going to make some mistakes. She's got a little bit more grace than the rest of them because, she doesn't have the same playing experience, but as she continues to grow and figure out what we're doing, she's going to be somebody else we're going to be talking about in terms of being in that scoring column too.
Yeah, no, I was interested in you taking Zoisha, but I'm saving that question for Alyssa, but thanks so much.
She's like, save me something, right?
Yes, I was like, please. But so that leads me into my question. So what were the skills and key things that you saw from her that were her strengths tonight?
Yeah, well, she rebounds the ball really well. She's got good instincts. Zoisha can shoot 3. She can shoot mid-range. She can get to the rim. She handles the basketball. She's got nice touch on her pass. She can play at all 3 levels. And so again, she played at Texas A&M, came in, gave us a really good spark, scored right away, got 5 rebounds. Then the Alabama game was just different because of, how we were playing that defensively. We played 4 guards most of the night, but it had nothing to do with her. And she came back after that, and just, again, she puts her hard hat on. She wants to learn. She wants to get better. She's pushing herself, and she's gonna be rewarded for it. She's somebody who can really, really help us at that 4 spot when Jordan goes out, when she's playing the way she is.
And how do you think what do you think she's learning from the seniors? How do they kind of play collectively? And just how are they together as a
Well, I think that what she's starting to learn is the mental part of it is so much more important. There were times at the beginning of the year where we're standing on the sideline and we're talking about something, and we're talking about a scheme or how we're going to defend something. And then when it would be Zoe's turn to come out, she would have no idea what we're doing. And it's difficult sometimes when there's a lot going on and there's moving parts, but you've got to lock in, you've got to listen. And so when we're having those conversations now, she makes sure she goes and stands next to a coach and doesn't stand next to some of her teammates. And those seniors, like, they've done this for 3 years, so they can be scratching their armpits and then go out there and get it right, and so you can't get caught up in what they're doing because they know what they're doing. And I think in the beginning of the year, she was, standing over there, but not just with the seniors, but with our team. And, our practices are pretty loose, and I think she's learned, okay, for me to get it, I've got to pay attention at a greater level than Jenna or Jordan or some of our other players who've got minutes behind them and experience behind them. And so ever since she's made that adjustment, she's been a lot more locked in, which has helped her focus and helped her know what our scouting plan is on both sides of the ball, which has allowed her to get on the floor.
And then in terms of the bench performance, what did you see overall tonight that kind of stood out to you, maybe from different seasons, and what were their strengths tonight?
Well, I think our bench has been, crucial for us all year long, especially in our wins. Our benches normally have been the separator. And then in games where we've struggled a little bit, our bench has not been. And so for us, it's why all 13 are important. Without having Chloe tonight, and then with SA not being available, it was important that Michaela and Mallory and Javin and Zoe and Caitlin were ready to go. And they were, Maury included. And so, but again, they all practiced really well this week. For us to be coming off of a bye, we had a really good focus this week leading into this game, and I was proud of that.
And then was Chloe out because of soccer, or was there anything else?
She's got the stomach bug that I was referring to.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all. See you next time, and I should be sending this recording out very shortly.